I would just love to have just a normal conversation with her. I know she like was with me in spirit, and I know she watched me. I know she'd be like, like, what the fuck you doing sometimes, whatever. But like, if I could just talk to her and ask her like how I'm doing as a person, what I could do better, I feel like she would give me great game. Great game.
That is deep.
You hear what he said? He said, "How am I doing as a person?" That,
cause I really sometimes feel like terrible, like for my ancestors, or like if anybody's like watching me, that's what I'm saying, my like spirits and shit. Like I'd be like embarrassed sometimes, like damn, like will they still love me if I did this? Like if I die and I see them, are they gonna accept me still? I don't know.
That's powerful right there, man. And I think a lot of us don't look at life like that. And I think because you said that, at least for myself, I'm taking that with me, and hopefully you guys do too.
Hey, what it do, man? It be that man 3D Dev, and y'all tuning into another random conversation. And shout out to my co-host Jay.
Yee.
Hey, so today, man, our special guest he's my bro. So let me talk about my bro. My bro, he be producing, right? And the first time I met him, right, I heard his beats. I'm like, yo, he's fire. But besides the beats though, he's a deep spiritual person, very enlightened. Like it's like when we talk, we go in layers. So that's the reason why I wanted to bring him on the show, because he's not your average human, man. George is somebody special. So let's give another a round of applause to our guest, G Wiz, George.
Hey, what's up? Hey, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro, for coming on the show, bro. How you doing, dog?
Man, I'm good. Another day. Happy to be alive.
Hey, okay. So what we gonna do? We gonna get this started right away. So random, bro. So I have a question for you. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be, and what's the reason why you would be that animal?
Be a cat.
No, okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because I get to just chill, not have to worry about anything, explore, sleep all day, not have to pay any bills.
I feel it.
Get to just do what I want.
I feel it.
But ain't like that right now, huh?
Yeah. So you said you'd be a cat.
Yeah.
Okay. I like cats. Cats are mischievous and all that, and they're different, and they're leaders though. So you know what, y'all? Random. We gonna dive into it right now. So I know cats are like dimensional beings, right?
Yep.
So this is very random. I remember the first time one of the first times I met him, not the first time, the second time I met him, right? And I'm somebody that's aware of people's energy, right? So I felt his energy. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could talk to him about astral projecting. So I went and tried to talk to him about astral projecting, but he wasn't ready yet.
Nah.
So all right, for the viewers that don't know what astral projecting is, and then I want me and George, we're gonna talk about it. But to the viewers that don't know what astral projecting is when your spirit comes out of your physical body, and you can go into like different dimensions. Like third dimension, there's fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is the spiritual realm. So when you leave out your body, that's where you go on some whole nother shit. You feel me? So like, George, to the viewers out there, have you ever had a out of body experience?
I've had a couple.
Okay.
But it was unintentional. Like when I tried to do it, it wouldn't happen. But the one time when I'm just tired, just lying down, I realize that I'm actually sleeping. I'm not awake. I see myself like sleeping on my bed, and I'm just floating above it. And it just got way too real for me. It scared me the first time. It scared me. I can't even lie. Like I had to wake up, and I couldn't even wake up. It took me like a couple minutes, but when I did, I like woke up. I was like, damn, like I really just did that. I was really somewhere else. Yeah,
that's just real.
It was too real.
Hey, no, that's being. Hey, no, real talk, that really is trippy. So one thing I will say to the viewers out there, if you're like, oh, I wonder what astral projecting is, I told you a little bit of what it is, but do your research. But one thing I would highly suggest, don't just dive into astral projecting, because I'm someone that dive into astral projecting. I'll give y'all a little story. So it was like when I was 20, about 9 years ago, and I was really deep on, like, I wanted to learn how to astral project. So it's back when I was living in Atlanta, right? I'm gonna make this be a short story. So when I was living in Atlanta, anyway, the thing, how you astral project, you got to make your body body fall asleep and keep your mind up. So I was trying to make my body go to sleep and keep my mind up. So next, I was put this on everything I love to y'all. I was over there like laying down for like 3-4 hours trying to make my body go to sleep, but it wouldn't go to sleep. Next thing you know, I turned over on my side like, man, this some bullshit. Next I feel a force me on my back. Yeah. And then I felt like a cement block that's on my chest, and I felt my spirit coming out of my body. And then I don't know if you ever seen the Matrix, but on the Matrix, it sounds like when you get plugged in, like that frequency sound, the high frequency sound.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah,
I had that. That scared me.
I had that scared the shit out of me too. I had that high frequency sound, but the thing that scared me the most is I felt that dark spirit on the side of me. Yep. I said, no, I'm not ready. Next I went back into my body like,
yup, exactly.
That shit was deep, bro. Hey, go ahead.
So I got a question. So for those of y'all out there, I ain't on astral projecting. Like, I'm just at the place where I can be conscious in my dream. Like, I know it's a dream and I'm asleep. But for my people out there hearing y'all, so I'm gonna just kick it off my way. Maybe y'all can respond. I'm like, yo, if that shit is that scary, like why, like why, gentlemen? Why should we astral project? Like, where does the curiosity come from? Is it just curiosity, from the cat? Or, is there a deeper, is there something that's being pursued there?
That is a great question. When I first did it, it was because I had older people around me telling me about it, and I was curious, I wanted to get into it. I wanted to know what it was like to be able to go where I wanted, fly around, do what I wanted to do. When I did it, it was way too real at first. You have to really be in a great, like headspace, you have to be, ready to do it. But when you do it, I feel like it's a way of an enlightenment. You really start to see things clear, and I don't know, you just change.
Okay, so I understand, you shared the first story with us. Can you give us a story maybe that's a little bit more, maybe not necessarily recent, but a little bit further down the line in that enlightenment? And just because, I'm all with being enlightened. Mm-hmm. I'm all with self-awareness, self-discovery, self-love, all that. That's what, big of what we do. But where does the enlightenment come in? Because at first it sounded like a bad trip. Yeah. Right? And I'm like, okay, well, where does the transition come in at?
That's a great question, too. That is a great question. I'm not going to lie. I'm not, the best experienced into astral projecting. I have not done it too many times. So, I wouldn't be able to give you the best answer, but I feel like my guy right here would be able to give you a way better answer than I would, to be honest.
Oh, spots on dev.
To be honest.
Hey, no. Honestly, I respect that. And I'm honestly, just kind of what he said, though, I haven't done astral projecting a ton of times, especially when that last time when I did it intentionally and it happened and I was scared. But one thing I will say when you talk about enlightenment, one thing it just gives you enlightenment, it makes you know that nothing's impossible. The fact that your spirit can come out your body, it makes you be like, I can do anything. That's what I felt, though. But that's what I really felt like that once, because I doubted myself. It's like, oh, you can do that? And I did my research. I'm like, oh, you can astral project? Oh, your body can come out? So for me, where I really got my attention, it wasn't enlightenment. It was just like, wait a minute. So we have a spirit, right? And we have a body. Yep. And I always thought, why can't our spirit just leave out of our body, though? Isn't it a vehicle? Shouldn't I just be able to just, whoop? Be able to leave, So that's when I started doing my research on astral projecting and everything, and that's why I gravitated towards it, because it was like, wow, that's very intriguing to me. What, a spirit can leave out of the body? I want to learn how to do that. And then when I accomplished that, yes, I was scared, but at the end of that, I'm just like, yo, I can do any fucking thing, bruh. Who could say that they was able to intentionally make their spirit leave their body? So it was enlightening for me in the end.
Yeah, the reason I never really got into it too much is because I was kind of scared, because when you leave, something can come inside, take over. And I've had an experience where I wanted to do it, and I seen this shadow fly above my room, and it scared me. I had chills going down my whole. I had just went to bed, 10 minutes into sleep, and I was like, I want to do this, and I started saying it out loud, and all of a sudden I was just like, what? Nah, never mind, and it just got way too real for me. Can't even lie.
That's real. That shit's deep.
I think it's because I was in a bad headspace.
That could be the case, because I know people who've dibbled and dabbled in psychedelics, the headspace that you're in and the environment that you're in will completely change the results of that experience right there. So maybe it's a similar thing. Yeah, so I can see that. I can see that,
yeah.
That's real. All right, so we're going to switch it up. So, random. So, bro, George, I know you be making beats and all that shit. All right. So I want to know what inspired you to start producing and making beats.
I started when I was 6 years old. My grandma got me playing piano. She signed me up for lessons. And from then on, I just kind of played piano a lot. Then one time when I was in middle school, I was bored. I had nothing to do with my life. Nobody, like no friends, and I like would watch like people rap and freestyle and battle, and I like started getting into rap like that. I was like, yo, and it was terrible, And eventually, like, I tried finding beats on YouTube so I could like, rap to them, and I couldn't find any. They were like terrible. So I started making beats, and I started with like a cracked version of FL, and my friend gave it to me. Started with
FL is Fruity Loops for people out there.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, started with Fruity Loops. Started making little like dubstep shit, and then got into hip hop. My friends were like, hey, you're pretty good at that. You should get into like making beats, like hip hop. Like make a beat for me, and I'll rap to it. And I was like, all right, yeah. And then after a couple years, I started actually getting kind of decent at it, and kind of just was like, wow, like people were actually supporting me doing this. I'm like, all right, yeah, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can. And then eventually just kept building my, arsenal, getting studio parts, beat pads and all that. And eventually like started making like cool beats. It took a long time, a lot of practice, a lot of research. And yeah, man, it just feels good to be able to do something you love.
Hey.
That's what's up. So I definitely, because there was a key word in there. He said years. I heard that. So a lot of people got a dream and they don't pursue it for years to allow the universe to help you allow it to manifest. Basically, it's like if you're making cookies, okay, it might take 15 minutes. But if you're trying to make an award-winning cake,
okay,
you gotta whip that thing up. You gotta sift the flour. I don't even know if y'all really on the baker game like that. Nope. But sifting flour is basically, instead of just taking flour and dumping it in, you basically fluff it up first. So you got to sift the flour, you got to mix the ingredients in, you got to put it in the oven, and you got to take it out. You got to add the frosting, you got to do all these different things. It's time consuming, but the product ends up dope. So let me ask you this, random. If someone doesn't like your beat these days, how does that make you feel?
It encourages me to be better. Honestly, like I like criticism. At the end of the day, if you tell me I don't like it because of this, and that, I'm going to look into that. I'm going to get other people's opinions on it, and I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to listen to it for like an hour. I'm going to change stuff up. I'm going to make it better. And if I can't make that beat better, then I'm going to make another beat. I'm going to make that one better. Each beat I make, each song I make has to be better than the last one.
That's real. And one thing I do want to touch base on what you were talking about in the beginning, one thing our viewers, to people out there that like you don't know what you want to do, like first of all, go do shit that you love to do. You feel me? But besides the point, don't make no excuses. Do you hear this, man? He said he was rapping over beats over YouTube, right? And he said there was no beats that he liked. So what did he do? He went to the next step. He started making his own beats. He created his own lane. That's what you need to do. Don't make no excuses. If you're not feeling something, go create your own shit. You feel me? I know you got to say so.
That's what we doing right now. Random. Hey. So, George, if you could travel any place in the world and spend there just for a day, where would it be?
Man, I go back to Greece, to be honest. I got family out there, so
what's it like in Greece?
Shit, it's either really rich or really poor. Everyone's super humble, very farmland. It's like mountaintops to beach real quick, I'm from the island of Crete, and out there it's like very rugged. But I'd go out there because it's very expensive to go out there, it's like $1,000 for a ticket, and I could be spending that money on something else, helping my family out. But shit, if I could go there for free for a day, I'd do it. See my dad, see everybody.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Random. Dev, where would you go for a day?
For a day? Ooh, good question. I'm gonna go to a safari. So somewhere where it's a safari. Africa, if there's safaris in Brazil, somewhere it's a safari. I'm trying to go to a safari. For a day, go chill in some real nature. Hey, oh wait, Randall, where would you go, my brother?
Yeah.
Me, I'll probably go to Bimini. So Bimini. It's a little island off of the coast of Florida. Maybe I don't know how far it is. Like you couldn't see it from Florida, but if you go to Google Maps and type in Bimini and zoom all the way in, it still will not pop up. Like it's hella small.
Okay.
And the reason why I go to Bimini, I did my own family tree research, and my eldest great grandmother Naomi is from Bimini.
Damn.
And that's as far back as I'm aware of. So I'm gonna travel to Bimini one of these days.
Shit.
So hold up. Random. So it's time for a little Suja commercial. So do you guys know anything about Suja? Suja is organic juice, and the reason why I drink these Suja organic juices is because it's You need to cleanse your system, especially this time. You want to make sure that your immunity system is strong. You feel me? You got to rejuvenate your body. So you got to be careful of what the things you eat. You feel me? Because you are what you eat. So even you eat some bad things, guess what? It's all about balance. So you get you a suja, balance that shit out. Go ahead and shit that shit out. Clean out your system. You feel me? And guess what? I got something for y'all. If you go on shopsuitthejuice.com and you put in Darnell 10, guess what you get? A 10% discount. Yes, I said it. A 10% discount. Hey, let's go. Random. Wait, hold up. Oh, drum roll. Yo, we got something new going on today. We got random Rambo mode. Hey, let's go. So, first of all, I want to let you know, George, you're the first person, the first guest that's about to have this experience is about to go through this Rambo random mode. So, Rambo random mode, what it is I'm about to set a timer up for, what do you think, 30 seconds or 45 seconds? What do you feel like?
Like 50.
50? All right, 50 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and we're going to see how many questions that you can answer.
Okay.
And if you get to a number, there's going to be something that happen in if you get to that number. You feel me?
Oh,
Then
man.
we're going to break it down at the end of the game for y'all. So we're not going to go too deep right now. We're going to break it down at the end of the game for y'all. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Let me know when we start that timer. Then we're going to go random mode. Random Rambo mode. Let's go. Let me go. Who are you?
George.
Why are you, George?
Because that's who I was.
What planet are you from?
I'm from Earth.
Can you breathe?
Yeah.
Who was the first president?
Shit, I don't know.
Why don't you know?
Never cared.
How many teeth do you have?
I don't know about that either.
What's your mom's name?
Helene.
What's your mom's last name?
Miller.
Do you like your sister?
Yeah,
How many sisters do you have?
2.
How many planets are in the world?
A lot.
How many dimensions are there?
Way too many.
What's your favorite movie?
Me.
Who's your favorite superhero?
My mom.
Okay, hey. What's your favorite drink?
My favorite drink, lemonade.
What's your favorite food?
Pizza? No.
What's your favorite movie?
Shit, I don't know.
What's your
I watch
favorite?
movies.
Do you ride a bike?
Yeah.
Do you like to swim?
Hell yeah.
Would you swim in fire?
Oh, time's up.
Hey, random, let's go. Guess what? In my head, he surpassed that shit. You did. Hey, let me give it. Hey, okay. I'm gonna break it down. Then we got Mr. Breakdown. This is Mr. Breakdown right here. So for me, I'm gonna give it to you because one thing I gotta say, the reason why I made this game when we talked about it because a lot of people in this world, they overthink about shit, so they get in their head. They don't know when to just to go with the flow. I feel like the key to the universe, the key to life is to learn how to go with the flow. And if you don't know, it's okay to say I don't know. You didn't get there when you didn't know. You was fast to say I don't know. You didn't get stuck like let me think about that. No, you stayed in the flow. Okay. You was flowing all through that bitch. We really didn't have not one dull moment because when you didn't know, you didn't know. You accepted your truth. You feel me? So hey, bro, I see you flowing.
Man, appreciate
but what did you see from that, Jay? Let me know, man.
So first of all, I saw a slight hesitation on. He's like, man, like, should I be embarrassed? But then the questions kept coming. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna stay focused on the game. Fuck that. And he kept it pushing. And a couple questions I saw you debate. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. This is just an assumption. Yeah. Right. And a couple of them, he was like, oh, that wasn't a good answer, but you just kept it pushing anyways. So it could have been the fact that Dev didn't give you a chance to breathe. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like you also kept it rolling too. You went with the flow. One thing we're going to tie in with that is in life, regardless of what you're doing, there's a process to it. Because if there's a result in life, there's a process. And the thing a lot of us skip is the process, but we want the results. Okay. So, for example, that's where it comes into going with the flow. Sometimes it's putting out content. Maybe you putting out content and they're all not bangers. Oh, well, put that content out. Keep it hidden. You make beats. All your beats in your lifetime haven't been bangers. But I'm sure more of them are bangers now. It's because you followed the process and didn't really trip off the results. So that's part of what this game is about, is teaching us to focus on the process and not the results. Now, speaking of the results, Dev, did he win? What's up with that?
Yo, yeah, you won, man.
What'd he win, man?
Hold up, man.
You gotta do all that.
Man, this is part of the game.
Hold on, man. We got Debo. It ain't your show all the way, man.
Oh, rest in peace.
So we got gifts coming out. You gonna have to take them, man.
For real, man.
I got a random question for y'all.
Hit me.
Why'd you start this podcast?
Ooh. Wait, hold on. Let me get the cash out for him first, man. And then I'm gonna talk.
It's good. It's all good. Somebody,
Here you go, man.
What he win, Dev?
He won $10.
Oh,
no,
shit.
Guess what though? No, because he's a spiritual being, so it's all about numbers. Guess what? He get that 11.
Hey, okay, I appreciate it.
Feel me, man. Hey, congratulations on winning that.
Thank
My
you.
brother was flowing with the flow. Hey, woosah. So, reason why I did random podcast, bro. So,
real quick, if a person hits, wait, are we giving that away? What it takes to win?
No, you can't do that.
Now let's keep it tight. We're gonna keep it tight. We're gonna keep it tight. Go ahead.
The only thing I will say, we're not gonna tell you what it takes to win, but I have a number, which we didn't go over it, but I have a number in my head that you gotta hit. And when you answer a question, if you hit that number, then you're gonna get it. If you don't hit that number, you're not gonna get it. Hey, not everybody can win out here, but you still can't win. And so, hey, but anyways, I'm about to get deep on them. But all right. Okay, but so the reason why I started random conversation podcast is because I know you've been on my IG, bro. So before I did random podcasts, I did random interviews with strangers. So I'd be interviewing with strangers. But I wanted to do something because my first thing with random interviews with strangers was I wanted to interview people that are not just like celebrities or people that made it. I just want to talk to different people. But then it just started. But when I started doing that, I really started falling in love with interviewing people. And I'm like, you know what? I already had a podcast. I wanted to do a podcast before, but I just didn't have that idea. And I'm like, you know what? Would be tight. Random conversation. Just bring people up and just have random conversation. And if I ever want to just switch it, I can say random because I know that I can be all over the place. So guess what? That gives me leverage. So if I want to say random, I can switch it up, and I got people gonna be like, "Oh, why do you switch it up?" Guess what? It goes with the brand now. I'm good. You feel me? So I feel like random conversation plays a part in who I am. So that's the reason why I made it. It goes in with me, and I love talking to people. And I'm making this podcast because I want to uplift y'all like I want to uplift myself. You know, I want y'all to understand who you truly are, y'all.
Okay.
Random. So George, what is one of your most proudest moments?
Damn, man, that's something I'd have to think about, to be honest with you.
Okay, now hold that thought while you're thinking on it.
All right, yeah.
Random. What is one of your saddest moments?
One of my saddest moments is shit.
Okay, pause.
Ooh, I know that one too quick.
See?
Yeah, I know
Hold
that
on.
too quick.
This is what I call in my household. This is a teachable moment, right? Now, my brother Dev just spoke on uplifting us. Now, this is a challenge for everybody in here as well as everybody watching. Do you notice how long it will take you to think of your proudest moment?
That's crazy.
But how easy we can think of our saddest moment.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we're going to go back to that first question. What was your proudest moment, George?
Man, honestly.
Or just one of. You know, it don't got to be absolute the, but one of your top proudest moments.
Just being, like, gifted to have, like, a great mom, you know? Like, just her being there for me, I guess, you know? Like.
So what was one of those times she really came through?
She saved my life. Like she saved my life like 3-4 times. You know, like.
Can you give us one of those stories?
I can give you a couple, man. Like,
go ahead, give us
like,
one.
Quick.
Quick or long, whatever.
All right. So when I was a little kid, I went to go pet a dog. This rabid dog ended up trying to like attack me and ran after me. This is when I was like 4 years old. She was about to pounce on me. She jumped in the way and started screaming. She's like, ah, and the dog ran away. Another time, I was swimming in the ocean with my friends. We all started drowning in the water. She jumped in and saved all of us. There was me, my 2 sisters, and my 2 friends. She saved us all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you came out of that water, how did you feel?
Shit, man. I was scared for my mom. She was pale, you know, super pale. Hey, another time she saved my life. All right, this is the craziest moment of my. This is the craziest moment. When I lived in Greece, we have like this, like a little house with like a bunch of people that live in it, you know, have an outside bathroom. I went to go use the bathroom and I'm walking and she's behind me. She pushes me for no reason. And I turned around and I was about to be like, why'd you do that? And lightning struck right between us.
Wow.
No.
Swear to God, struck right between us.
That's deep.
And we're just looking at it and it just disappears. And we're just looking at each other. We're just like, all right, I'm going to go use the bathroom now. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was 9 years old when that happened.
Did you ask her how she knew to do that?
Yeah.
What did she say?
Mother instinct.
Wow.
I don't even know. It's that mother instinct.
Wow.
I talked about her. Like, I still talk to her about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some shit right there.
Yeah. So that's why I know I'm here for a reason, especially if I got like this right here, you know?
What's up with that?
My appendix burst and I didn't go to the hospital.
For those who couldn't see, he got a.
Oh, yeah, I can show you. If
yeah,
you
go
want.
for it, man.
Yeah. Kind of graphic, my bad.
No,
It's all right. Ain't that bad.
That ain't bad.
Let's
talk about it though.
Yeah, what's up with that?
This is my darkest shit, you know? I was going through it, whatever. Thought I drank some bad water, but ended up, like, I thought I drank some bad water at my friend's house, and I had, like, this weird pain in my body. And it didn't bother me because I was like super depressed. You know, I didn't care. Whatever. 2 weeks went by. I was making beats. Fuck. And this girl I was talking to was like, yo, you need to go to the hospital, bro. Like, your appendix burst. So I was like, nah, whatever.
She said your appendix burst?
Yeah, she was a nurse.
And she knew your appendix burst.
Yeah, she's like, I told her the symptoms, and she's like, hey, it sounds like your appendix like burst, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. Because she kept bothering me about it. So I went, I drove myself to the hospital. Hey, this and that, whatever. They gave me a CAT scan. Long story short, it came out like, yo, you're lucky to be alive right now. You need surgery right now. And then my surgery ended up being like 4 hours long. Like, you're supposed to be 45 minutes. Man, they cut me. My intestines failed. It was bad, man. That was my dark moment right there. But, you know, I have to be here for a reason if I survived that shit,
bro,
too.
what?
Yeah.
What? This dude was making beats. Like, what? Bro, he'd have been still making beats. Would have been.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
That'd have been the last beat and the heartbeat, man. So, yeah, you definitely
shit.
You definitely here for a reason, man. And you know what? Random. I got a sense of intuition, man. And I feel like this is an assumption. Have you heard, what it means when you assume?
Yeah.
Makes an ass out of you and me, right?
All right.
Have you heard that one?
Nah.
Okay, so if you look at the spelling of assume, it's ASSUME. So you make an ass out of you and me when you assume.
Okay.
So it's never a good thing to assume, but my intuition tells me that like it's like for you you damn near like a sleeping giant, right?
All right.
But it's like maybe the world or the environments that you've been through has told you the opposite of that. So maybe part of you rejects the fact that you are a sleeping giant, and it only comes out, during certain times, or you doing certain habits, or maybe when you're making beats, you allow it to come out. I never seen you make a beat. I don't know. It's an assumption.
Yeah.
You feel me? But my intuition told me that as soon as we came in here, I felt it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude.
I'm about to say,
I'm like, this dude right here is bigger than he realizes.
Exactly.
You feel me? And you don't give yourself enough credit. And it's okay, because if you never seen what it looks like to get credit, or, one thing my mom tells us, she said, keep people their roses while they're here. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up in that household, so I know what it looks like to get your roses while you're alive, but not a lot of households are like that. Yeah. So what I'm conscious of is a lot of the times we're like a mirror of the life that we've lived. You feel me? And all the experiences we've seen and been through, that's how we are. That's our subconscious programming. And that's the other thing I wanted to touch on when Dev was like, what'd you say? Basically, we're here to uplift people, right?
Yeah.
And that was the core or the underneath why I asked, what is your proudest moment? What is your saddest moment? Because subconsciously, your brain remembers negativity more than positivity. And I think everybody's does. I'm not shooting at you. I'm just talking with you. Because until I had that realization, I was the same way. And it's like subconsciously we can pull out those bad stories like this. But when it comes to those good ones, like, I got to think about it.
Damn,
it's like,
man.
because subconsciously underneath, we're more negative. We're used to negative or having the worst case scenarios or things like that. So for anybody out there listening, if you feel like this is speaking to you, hey, it's a reason why you feel like it's speaking to you. It's because it's true. Just like if anybody in here religious, if you ever read the Bible and you read a passage and feel like it hit you in the chest, it's like, ooh, you might be guilty of that one. So that don't mean you're a bad person. It just means, now you're aware. Things can change.
Damn, that was beautiful. Like, I almost kind of wanted to cry right there. Like, for real. Like, I appreciate you for that. And I got a random question for you. Yeah. Are you spiritual?
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yes, I am. Don't let the suit fool you. Yes.
Like when you walked in too, I was like, oh shit, okay. Like I could feel something. I didn't know what it was either.
Didn't know what it was.
I had a little anxiety. Couldn't lie. I was like, oh man. But
I felt that too. And I'm like, it's all right, bro. Watch. As soon as I start talking, he gonna relax, bro, because it's good. So yeah, we definitely linked in, man, for Shelly, man.
That's funny that you said that, because if y'all paying attention, that's why I said in the beginning of when I said that astral projecting story, like I felt his energy, and that's what I want to share with him. Like, yo, I feel like his energy, you feel it, and that's just like how I felt your energy. I want to tie in what he was talking about, 'cause I want to give people their flowers while they're here. There's been multiple times where I called George, and then especially when I was like first learning that he producing all shit, and I hear beats, I'll call him like, yo, bro, you're one of the rawest producers. You feel me? Like, give him his flowers. It's true. Like, I'm gonna give somebody their flowers. Like, George is raw, not just the way that that, not just the way that he makes beats, the way that his mind works. You feel me? Like, you're really like a chess player in life, and you're aware of a lot of things. You feel me? And I feel like another thing I love about him, or what the people that are in my circle, and the people that I gravitate towards, the people that are blunt and I can keep it 100. You know, Jay is somebody who can keep it blunt, and he can keep it blunt. He'll say something in the studio, I might not even want to hear it, but guess what? He gonna say it. He's like, yo, Dad, that shit was trash. Oh no, you can do better. Like, he'll straight up, he'll let me know. Or he'll have a look on his face like George don't give a fuck. He'll say it straight up. And me and him even had disagreements, but guess what? That's when you know when y'all really is bros, when y'all can have disagreements and still agree. It's like, yeah, we can have disagreement. We might not see eye to eye, but we still eye to eye because you my bro for life. You feel me? I mess with him. I mess with your spirit. You feel me? So I just wanted to give you your flowers, dog. While you here, bro, you raw, dog. Keep going hard.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, awaken that giant. Just like he be telling me, bro, it's time for us to awaken the giant. All of us, awaken that giant. It's our time. And you, to viewers, you got a giant in you too. Awaken that giant. Feed that beast. Feed that giant. I gotta do the same thing. But random. So y'all know how Jay was talking about when he asked him that question, like, "Oh, what's your proudest moment?" And then he said, "Oh, what's your saddest moment?" So right now, what we're gonna do is, one reason why I hate watching the news, y'all, is because it's always talking about a whole bunch of negative stuff. So one thing what we do on random conversations is we talk about some positive stuff. So random news. So we're gonna put we're gonna shed a light on Eco Tree. So Eco Tree is a company that encourage investments in individual trees throughout the world, you know. And this company is aiming to restore and grow over 1 trillion trees by 2030. Oh my God. Give it up to Eco Tree for real, y'all. That's lovely what y'all doing, because a lot of trees are getting teared down right now. So I love that y'all are out there want to give back to this world, to Mother Nature, because Mother Nature is our life support system. So the fact that ecosystem is out here they want to plant over 1 trillion trees, bro, that's big. That is very big. So I just want to shed some light on y'all, though. Appreciate y'all.
Random. George, are you an outdoor person?
Yes, I love the outdoors, but I am introverted.
Okay. I sense that as well. What's your favorite thing about the outdoors?
Breathing, the trees, the oxygen. You already know.
That's funny, because I damn near did, man. And when you mention the trees, one thing that I want to touch on is a lot of us, we value our independence. We value being self-sustainable. The kind of I don't need anybody mentality kind of thing. And that's cool. I ain't shooting at you. Do your thing. Do what makes you happy. But the thing about trees, right? Do you guys know what trees breathe?
Carbon.
That's right.
Oh.
Trees breathe CO2 and they put out oxygen. Humans, we breathe out CO2 and we intake oxygen. So our relationship with a tree, I think is the word symbiotic?
I guess so, huh?
I don't know if that's the word, but basically it's a full circle. So we breathe out, the tree breathe in, the tree breathe out, we breathe in. It's like that. It's a perfect partnership. Just like Dev and George here. Dev raps, George makes beats. It's perfect circle. And they feed off of each other, like they were saying in the studio. Like, hey, if my shit's trash, he gonna let me know. It's like real partnership that's required. You feel me? So random. George, have you ever been in partnership with somebody and it didn't go well? And what was that like?
Man. Yeah, I have. It made me want to quit it for a little bit. Not gonna lie, I had to step away from it. And I was like, yo, I need to just be by myself and just breathe. I can't do this right now. I'm like becoming like more angry in somebody that I'm not, you know? I wasn't myself. Like, I just started feeling someone else's vibes. I felt the way they felt about me. I could tell. I was like, all right, let me step back. Let me like reassess everything. Let me and I did realize that I was not being fair. You know, it wasn't just a one-way thing. It was me too. I needed to like be more like cool about shit, and like, you know, like it was just a learning process for sure.
That's pretty interesting, huh?
That is.
That was pretty interesting right there. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, boom, random. So Dev mentioned that you think in layers.
All right.
So can one of y'all bust that down for me?
Shit, I could say kind of like what I think. Man, like that's kind of like comes with like anxiety in a sense, you know? Like you think about like for instance, an example, oh, am I driving too fast? Oh shit, I might be. Oh, is there gonna be a cop behind me now? Oh fuck, I'm gonna get a ticket now? Oh damn, I'm gonna be able to pay that ticket off? Oh man, how am I gonna get this money, you know? Start getting deep into it. It doesn't have to be exactly with anxiety, but you could also apply that to like steps and goals that you want to do in your life, like playing chess, you know? You see how you want to get the checkmate, you got to move like the right pieces in the right direction and eventually, get it going. Like I just played chess. That's why I'm using that reference, with my sister. And like, sure enough, like I was telling her, I was like, yeah, you got to think like 3 steps ahead, 4 steps ahead before you even do the first step.
So I love the concept of mental chess. I feel like I'm a mental chess player myself. And I feel like a lot of people talk about mental chess, right? So for our viewers, I'm sure you guys have heard that before, but I don't think I really can speak for myself. I've never really seen a video or Instagram clip where somebody really gives somebody like a practical real life example of that. I mean, I did get the ticket analogy, but that's more so like a worst case scenario playing out. Right. What's the way? Because usually when you play chess, you play to win, not really necessarily like against losing. So there's, I mean, you can't play.
You play on the attack.
Right.
Yeah.
So how can you give us, and it's okay if you can, this is a random, you feel me? But can you give us a real life example of when you play mental chess on the offense and what that looked like and how it played out?
A good reference to this, The Art of War, that book, The Art of War. There's a story I read in that book. What they did was the dude Sun Tzu, he had like prisoners and slaves on the front lines, and going into battle. So when the enemy came to attack them, a lot of them ran away, a lot of them surrendered. A lot of them just died. The enemy team went back to their camp that night, party like, yeah, we could be in this war. Yeah, it's easy, blah blah blah. And while they're getting drunk, the real people came in and killed them all. That was it. Done. They thought they thought that was a whole army. They thought that's how they all were gonna be, but no, that was just mental game. And you could apply that to anything, like any day life.
Random Dev, is there any way you can just apply that to that or just an example of offensive chess
for a mental chess? So I do this for mental chess. Let's say with a lady. And let's say you're in a relationship, right? And your woman comes in, and you're already feeling the energy. And let's say she comes in and she's snapping on you. If you're not playing mental chess, you're playing checkers. Guess what? You're gonna take those emotions personal, and you're gonna take her snapping on you like, oh, what the fuck? But if you're playing mental chess, you're thinking like, oh, maybe she had a bad day at work, or maybe she caught traffic, or that. So if you're playing mental chess, you're like, okay, maybe she had a bad day. So let me say something positive to my woman. Oh, I know how my woman is. Let me just leave her alone. Oh, I know how my woman. Let me just go buy her some food and show up. You feel me? That's playing mental chess. It's like when you're playing mental chess, you stop the storm before it comes. When you play checkers, that storm hit you like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that reminds me of an example when I feel like I played just a small game of mental chess. So it was with a young lady, and so basically with me, like if you're ever pursuing me to date, I'm gonna for surely analyze the way that you think, and 9 times out of 9, you're not gonna realize when I'm analyzing it and how I'm analyzing it. So this is what I did to the young lady, right? I wanted to see what her intentions are with me, right? So she was over my crib, so I get. She's over my crib, right? And we in the room chilling or whatnot. And I say, hey, I just out the blue, I lean over and say, hey, can you make me some cookies? She's like, what? I was like, can you go in the kitchen and make me some cookies? And I just wanted to see if her intention was like, yeah, okay, I'll go make you some cookies, or if she was going to be thinking defensively, or just kind of how her brain would allow that situation to play out, right?
All right.
So the first thing she does, as most people do, get defensive. Like, what, you want me to go to the store? I don't want to go to the store right now. Da-da-da-da. And really, in reality, what I had done is I had already gone in the kitchen. I turned the oven on. I got the pan out already. I had already put the cookie dough on the counter. You feel me?
That's playing chess for real.
I got the spatula and I got the non-stick out already.
Okay.
You literally just had to go in the kitchen and make the cookies. You feel me? And what I was trying to teach the young lady indirectly was, if you trust me, whatever I say, if you just trust it, it's gonna work out. And I had to see basically how much faith she had in me, and that was a mentally chess way for me to test it. And of course, she gave me the typical response, and after we get all past all that, I said, okay, well, you done now? She's like, what? Yeah, I guess. I'm like, okay, can you just go in the kitchen and just take a look in there? And sure enough, she goes in the kitchen, comes right back and apologizes, right? So I didn't expect her to just jump up and make them. I just wanted to see. So I didn't fault the young lady for her reaction. It told me that she's got a typical way of analyzing things. Had on the flip side, she just took my word for it. I knew that I would have known instantly that she was different. So that's just a way that I play a mental chess in real life, and we do that kind of thing all the time.
Hey, yo, I'm the same way. And when you talked about that, I just gotta talk about something, bro. When he brought up that cookie stuff, it take me back to a time where I asked a girl, so we do everything for a reason. So I just asked a girl, we're chilling, right? And I asked a girl, oh, can I have some water? I see she has a cup of water. I want to see if she gonna go get my own cup of water. You feel me? Guess what she do, y'all? She give you her cup? Her motherfucking cup. I'm just like, damn, you can't go get me no cup of water. That's how you, like, yo, like, just like me. If you come into my house, especially if you're a lady, I'm going to ask you want something to drink. I'm going to get you something. Like, I got to ask you to get some water, and then you want to make me drink from your cup? So,
what?
Bro, did y'all see the disgust in his face? He like, what? Yo cup? Like, hey.
Yo cup, like, yo, especially if you like talking about you want to be with me. It's like, you can't go the extra mile and just go, I don't call it extra mile. You can't just go give me a cup of water? Yeah. Like, what? You want me to share from your cup? So what that makes me think that you're is a selfish person, because I look between the lines. So I'm like, oh, you selfish.
So I can't knock you for saying that, but maybe she just figured you were so thirsty that was the fastest way to quench your thirst.
And now he said that. Guess what? Hey, he could be right. You know, and it could be me emotional, taking shit personal. And what you just talked about at the beginning, assumptions. That could be me assuming, y'all. So this can be a whole lesson for me. I could be wrong. So if you watching this and you the one that gave me that cup of water, I love you, because maybe I was just thirsty for that moment. You wanted to give it to me fast.
How far was the kitchen though?
It was a few steps, so maybe I just like you a little bit. Hey, hold on. Hey, random, but we're gonna keep this shit going. So switch. So I got a question for you. George, you said this shit ain't real. Get the fuck back. This shit ain't real. Get the fuck back. And then another one of your first lines, you said, I don't go to sleep, but I feel so refreshed. So I want you, if you could, break down to the people, what do you mean that this shit ain't real, get the fuck back? And what do you mean by that you don't go to sleep, but you're still refreshed?
All right, so I appreciate that. Thank you. So that song I made because I was on my way to work, and I seen this couple arguing outside the Dollar Tree because I went to go get Gatorade. I had just taken a nap, trying to get some sleep before work. Anyways, they're like, yeah, like damn near fighting. And I'm driving, like I get my Gatorade, like hop in my car, and I'm starting to drive away, stuck in like the little parking lot traffic. And I look over at him, and he's like, what the fuck you looking at? And he just runs at me as fast as he could and starts swinging on me while I'm in my car. And I get out, I get out of my car. I'm like, whoa. He starts swinging on me, pulls my hood over my head, starts banging on the back of my head, and give me a chance to like I was just like, damn, this is really happening right now? Like, what? Like, I'm just trying to get some money, I'm just trying to do my thing. And that's why I was like, this shit ain't real. Get the fuck back. I was talking about being hemmed up, but I ain't locked. Anyways, you said the next part was what again?
When you said, I don't go to sleep, but I feel refreshed.
All right, because, like, that shit was, like, I always try to like make music, I want to make music. I want to make moves. I want to do shit. It's also because I was working a late night shift. I stayed until 3 a.m. working at this when I worked at Taco Bell. So I stayed there until 3 a.m. And after that, I go to the gym, work out. Then I go home, take a little shower, go to sleep, wake up. It's fucking like 3-4 hours, and that was it. And I still felt like I could conquer the day. Even if I got hit in the head, had a concussion, didn't matter. I was still going to conquer the day.
Yo, so, bro, thank you for breaking that shit down. And you actually broke it down different than what I expected. So, hey, but one thing I want the viewers to listen. Do you hear that? This man said he was working at Taco Bell, doing music, going to the gym. But guess what? He doing all that. He ain't getting that much sleep, but he's still refreshed. Why? Because he's feeding his soul. He's doing stuff that he's loved. So when you're doing stuff that you love to do, you're not tripping on the time. You're not tripping putting 16, 18 hours, and if you get 3 hours of sleep, you're not tripping because you're like, guess what? I feel refreshed because I'm doing the things I love. I'm going towards my dream. I'm in the process. I'm loving this shit. So y'all, to the people out there, if you're doing things that you're not loving, get the fuck out of that shit. Find a way to switch it up. Like, even if it's your job, like, don't just switch it right away. Like, find a way. Your happiness is very important, especially during these times, because a lot of people are suicidal right now. Why? Because this COVID-19 shit that's going down. So a lot of people are staying home by themselves. They're not talking to people. They're not venting to people. They're not even going to their family's house. There's a lot of people that are just staying home. So suicidal rate is going up. So you need to do things that you love to do. So if you are scared to go outside in your backyard. Go outside the front yard. Go get some sunlight. Go talk to somebody. If you're scared to go see somebody, FaceTime somebody, because you don't want to be lonely right now during these times. Because, bro, this self-depression right now is crazy.
Like, whenever I felt like I was, angry, like depressed, I would always just, fuck it, I'm gonna go work out. That was it. I don't I used to be embarrassed because, like, I love playing basketball, I used to be embarrassed because I was overweight and I wanted to play ball and people would, like, look at me and laugh at me. I just, whatever, I don't care what you think. And I just start, like, trying to get better, doing moves, layups, whatever. I don't care who's watching me. I'm gonna take my shirt off anyways. I'm gonna do this shit because I want to get in shape. I want to be better. And that's what it was. Whenever I was angry, I just, release my energy working out, meditating, going on walks, whatever.
Yo, so before we talk about meditation and all that, so I have a question for you, Jay, my co-host. Random. So when you're in a negative mindset, what do you do? What's your one of the ways that your key things you do to uplift yourself and change your mindset? I mean, from being negative. Because you see what he did, he said he was in negative. He went to go work out. You feel me? He turned that negative to a positive. So how do you turn to a negative to a positive?
So for me, I'll give you my answer, and this might not be the average Joe answer. I'll just be real with you, just because I've done a lot of self-work already. So, this might be a couple chapters down, but for the anger, when I'm upset, I do push-ups.
Yup.
If I'm hella mad, I do push-ups. Or if I'm really frustrated and I feel like there's nothing I can do about my situation, and I just don't want to sit there and fester hella mad, for sure I'll do those push-ups. But the other thing I'll do when I'm feeling sad, or it's been a little while, but what I'll do when I'm feeling sad, I'll just try to put things in perspective. So what I mean by that is I just ask myself, one, for me, my always go-to is, okay, if I switch place with my ancestors right now, would they be complaining? Hell no. Hell no. I got a computer in my hand. I got the buses. There's cars. Like, I ain't go outside. I ain't got just wearing nothing. I ain't getting whipped because I'm picking cotton. I'm not watching my significant other get raped and there's nothing I can do about it. Like, you guys go do your history, especially people of color. Go do or really any person. Because for me, it relates because they're my ancestors. But at the same time, the other thing I'll do is I'll think about people in foreign countries who are just worrying about food and water, who don't even have any shoes or there's really no roof over their head. And I'm like, bro, there's like lights like right there. So that's usually what I'll do when I'm feeling sad. I'll just take a step back and I'm like, hold on. I mean, there's a couple things. First, the two main ones is first I do the push-ups. When I'm sad, I'll adjust my perspective. But then the other thing I do is a technique I call digging. Okay. I call digging. And what that means is I'll start right here, right? Like, all right, I'm feeling sad. It's like, all right, why am I feeling sad? Well, I'm a little bit sad because, I don't really have as much money as I wanted to do. Christmas is here. Like, my younger brother bought me a gift. I ain't even buy him a gift. Like, I ain't really had no money. I'm like, all right, well, why don't you have any money? It's like, well, that could be, am I putting in the work I'm supposed to do? Am I not putting in the work? Let's say I'm not putting in the work. Okay, I'm not putting the work in. It's like, okay, well, why aren't you putting the work in? It's like, well, right there, when I don't have that answer, like, okay, that's where you need to focus at. So that's why I call the technique digging, because you just work your way down until you get to that place where like, oh, I don't know that one. And it's like, that's where I need to focus my attention, because the top layer is I don't have enough money. The bottom layer is, why aren't you doing the work? Right? Okay. And it's like, maybe it's I don't know the process to follow. I don't know the technique. Okay, well, if you don't know the technique, why aren't you asking? It's like, ooh, all right, I got to eat that. And if you don't know the process, why haven't you went and got one? It's like, well, I got to eat that. So I'm really sad because I'm not asking for help with the technique and the process that I need. So when I realize that, it's like, damn, I really can't be sad. I just need to go do these fucking two things. Yeah. And, because I'm huge. Shout out Team T. Lee. I'm huge on process over results, because if you stick with the process, just like, look at you. I never knew you were overweight. Couldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? But had I met you in the past, I mean, maybe sure, maybe not. But whatever it was, you stuck to the process. You put the work in, whether it was every day or every week or every month, whatever it was, you were consistent enough to get those results. And people want the results.
I'm still not done.
Still ain't done. But people want those results but don't want to do that work. And sometimes that's the mental work of stopping and asking yourself why you feel the way you do. Like a young lady I was talking to, she was hella irritated. And I peeped it, saw the energy, felt the energy, and I'm like, had a little thought in my head. I'm like, all right, do I want to let her have an attitude all day and basically be funky by herself? Or do I want to be, you know, oh, what's wrong? You know, I'll be sad with you.
I'm sorry.
Like, man, fuck that. I say, you know what? If you want to be sad, you going to be sad. I'm about to do what I want to do on this Xbox over here and have a good-ass motherfucking day. And that's exactly what I did. I call it treating people like adults. Like, you know, if you were an adult, I'm going to treat you like an adult. So at the end of the day, right, she's still funky. And I asked her, I said, you know, because by then the attitude has worn down a little bit. I can feel it now. You're open to conversation even though you're still irritated, right? So I asked her, I said, so why are you irritated all day? She's like, I just was. I said, hold on. I said, for real though, why were you irritated? She sat and she thought about it. She's like, you know what? I don't really know. And I was like, so you let yourself be irritated all day and you don't even know why? She was like, I seen her do the at the same time I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes we carry these emotions, but we don't even ask ourselves, why do I feel this way? And then it's not just asking yourself why, it's get the answer. You feel me? Like I talked about procrastination last night. If there's something you want to do and you don't do it, why aren't you doing it? Sometimes like, man, I need to go get up and work out, but I don't feel like it. Man, why do I never feel like working out? Back TV, back to scrolling.
The easy thing.
And we don't ever just make ourselves an answer. That's the other part of that digging technique I told you about. When I ask myself a question, I make myself give me the answer. And a lot of the times, like when people ask them something, they be like, I don't know. I be like, well, you're the only one that does. You feel me? Like, why you upset? I don't know. Well, shit, you the only one that knows. You better figure it. Like my dad used to say, you better figure it the fuck out. So I hope that kind of answered your question.
No, it does.
Yeah.
You Mr. Breakdown. That's what I'm gonna call him, Mr. Breakdown, because he be breaking that shit down. You feel me? Like,
real. Hey, random.
break down.
Random. How old are you, Jay?
I'll be 28 in January. Random. How old are you?
23.
Okay, yeah.
Why you like 300 though?
Well, I'm on like 300.
Yeah, you too though.
So I give you my honest answer.
Yeah.
Listen more than I speak.
Yeah, that's how you do
Feel
it.
me?
Exactly.
And anytime I don't know something, I will stop you in your tracks and try to ask you. I don't care if I'm at a business meeting. Well, actually, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I will maybe refrain if I'm at a business meeting and wait and ask that question after. You know what I mean? Because if like we're in negotiations and things like that, I'm not gonna throw my team off by, you know, coming off as a rookie. But as soon as the meeting's over, hey, mentor, what was that question? What was this? What was that? Okay, bet. Or just like we had a conversation right now. If you kicked off somebody, I didn't understand. Just like when he said, you do things in layers. I'm like, okay, I know what layers mean to me, but I don't know what it means to him.
Right.
We get that answer. So for me, I'm like, I'm all over shit I don't know. Like if it's something pops up and I don't know it, but I want to know it, just like you guys were talking about astral projecting. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm a big person on practicality, right? So like I need whatever I do, like there needs to be a reason for it. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, okay, I hear him. It sounds interesting, but I'm like, where is the reason at?
Right.
Let me ask. I'm
glad you asked because honestly, I couldn't even really tell you. I think it was just because I was, you know, I wanted to.
You were curious. That was why, though.
Yeah.
And that answer suffices. It doesn't matter what the reason is if you have a reason. You know what I mean? Because doing things out of curiosity, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you were looking down the barrel of a gun and pulled the trigger because you want to see what a bullet look like. Like,
shit.
You know, and if you're a person out there feeling like that, hey, reach out, hit me, Dev, hit George. We here for you. Like, that was probably a bad joke. But what I meant by that is you're not, you know, doing something curious that's going to, like, get you killed. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's innocent curiosity or like self-improvement curiosity, right? Because you're like, maybe there's a way I can do better with this. Yeah, so that's a good reason to be curious, and that's a solid answer. You feel me? Yeah. But yeah, that's what made me smarter, just listening to other people.
That's real, listening. So before we wrap up the show, I want to say I appreciate you for coming on the show, bro. Like, man, this is a fire podcast, dog. But I got a couple questions before we end this. So what I want to talk about with you and to these viewers, we bring it up. We talk about it a lot with different viewers, especially if they do it, is meditation. And I like to let people know how important meditation is and what it can do for you. Cause I feel like a lot of people do not meditate. I honestly feel like, let's say if everybody started meditating at 7 years old, you understand how much balance will be on this world. Because when you start meditating, you really understand yourself and you really become more aware. And one thing I had to say that I'm so glad that I called him yesterday and have him on the show. So with me, I don't have no problem being truthful with y'all, being transparent. So right now, one of my obstacles that I'm working on is I want to slow down or fuck around, cut it all the way out on smoking weed, because I feel like it's hindering me. So I'm really working on figuring out a way to get weed, like just stop fucking with it. I'm really ready to unleash that beast. I'm not knocking weed. There's a lot of great things about weed, but just for myself, I'm ready to become a different person. So when I called him, like me and my bro, we be chiefing, you know, recording all that shit together. But when I called him, guess what? I hit him up. He's like, oh yeah, I ain't smoked in like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh damn, oh yeah. And I'm like, damn. And then what he says, he's like, yeah, instead of smoking weed, I meditate. Did you hear what I said? Instead of smoking weed, he meditate. So what I take from that is, if you have a bad habit, change it and choose a good habit, you know? But to the people, bro, I just want to let people know what meditation did for you, you know?
All right, you know, okay. First off, let me say that 3 weeks is a long time, all right? But also, I started meditating when I was like, you know, like 6, 7 years old, because I had like, you know, a father figure. Because my dad, he wasn't really in the picture, you know, he did and shit and whatever. But I had someone else who like happened to be there, like, hey, try this out. So I started meditating young, and one thing I did notice is that I can read energy, the way people feel, their vibes. I could, you know, like know how like who you are deep down before you even say or do anything to me. I'm like, oh, okay, let me stay away from that person. Oh, hey, this person looks sad. Hey, are you okay? Like, do you need a hug or something? Or like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. You know, and sometimes when like you meditate a lot, like it attracts people to you. Like people want to be around you, and they want to take your soul away from you. And if you don't know how to meditate, they're gonna take it away from you, and you're gonna feel fucked up. You're gonna be like, oh man, what the hell? But if you know how to, like, you know, put a little barrier up or like meditate, like you could help people at the same time, but still feel good yourself.
Facts. That's so deep.
So with that one, I learned that one too, because I'm an empath and I've been super helpful in life. One thing I learned was to love and give without expectation. And that was my barrier. And the other one was my mom told me, she said, you can help people as long as it's not going to hurt you. So I don't remember who I gave this out. Did we talk about this last time?
Damn.
No?
I think you did, though. I'm not sure when, but I heard you say that before.
Okay, well, I don't remember who I
Must
gave
have really
it.
stuck with you.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did. I gave somebody this analogy, like, I'd be so helpful. Like, let's say I had $100, right? George hit me up like, hey, man, I'm down bad. I ain't got no. We did on another show?
Yeah.
Okay, well, go watch that other episode.
Yeah, but still breaking
I want to hear it. Yeah, I want to hear it. Let me hear it.
No. They might not see it.
Okay. Well, lucky for y'all, Dev and George was here, so you going to get this game anyways. Because I was going to say, go watch the tape, you feel me? But
watch it too, though.
Yeah, go watch it too. But let's say George was like, man, I'm down bad, man. I ain't got no money right now. I'm broke, man. And I had $100 in my pocket. My initial reaction is to give him the 100, right? And, you know, applying my mom's lesson, I'm like, man, if I give him $100, I'm going to be down bad. I'm going to be hurting. I was like, man, I still want to help him. I'm going to give him 50. And I'm thinking like 50. I'm like, damn, I'm still going to be tight with that 50, though. I'm like, all right, well, I give him 80. Or not 80, I can give him 20, right? Okay, 20, like, you know, it's still a dub. That's solid. You know, it gets you like some food, some water. And then I still got 80. Like, I'm still cool. So I learned to have balance with me helping people, to where the 20, it's not going to hurt me. Like, I'm cool with 80. The 50 would have hurt, the 100 would have hurt, but the 20 didn't. So just having that balance when you're helping people, that's one thing.
And it still makes them happy too, you know? It still help, you know, they're still grateful for that. And if they ain't, then shit, give that 20 back, you know?
That part. And that's why, hey, for me, sometimes, like, if you're homeless and you ever come across this, I probably will not give you money. But what I will offer you is gas and food and clothing. Like, if you like, hey, I'm out here, can you give me some money? I'll say no, but if you're hungry, I'll go buy some food and come right back. And I've done it, and I will do it. So everybody's different, you know what I mean? So you got to find your lane and, you know, helping and serving without hurting yourself or your morals or whatever you believe in. Because at the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers. And I've said that applying to myself. Like, if I'm asking somebody for a ride, I can't be like, well, what kind of car you got, though? Like, oh, your heater work, though? Like, hold on, bro. I thought you needed a ride, bro.
Yeah. That's happened to me. That's happened to me.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Yo, so, random. So for the last question, bro, I have a question for you, man.
Right.
So if you could talk to anybody dead, it can be a celebrity or in your family, who would you talk to, And what conversation would you have with them? And what's the why would you have that conversation with them?
Oh, shit. All right, I have this great grandmother. Her name's Yaipina Lopi. She died when I was like, 5 years old. She died at like 94. She was a very, very, very respected woman. Her father was the king of Greece's right-hand man in the 18 and 1900s, Everybody loved her. She always gave back, and she didn't really speak that well English, And I was way too young to really ever talk to her, and I would just love to have just a normal conversation with her. I know she was with me in spirit, and I know she watched me. I know she'd be like, what the fuck you doing sometimes, whatever. But if I could just talk to her and ask her how I'm doing as a person, what I could do better, I feel like she would give me great game. Great game.
That is deep.
You hear what he said? He said, "How am I doing as a person?" That.
Cause I really sometimes feel like terrible, like for my ancestors, or if anybody's watching me, that's what I'm saying, my spirits and shit. I'd be like embarrassed sometimes, damn, will they still love me if I did this? If I die and I see them, are they gonna accept me still? I don't know.
That's powerful right there, man. And I think a lot of us don't look at life like that. And I think because you said that, at least for myself, I'm taking that with me, and hopefully you guys do too. Because if you conduct yourself in that light, and you know what, bro? It was my great grandmother passed away about maybe a month or two ago. She was 99.
Damn.
And man, super grateful. As sad as I was, I couldn't help but. I couldn't be too sad because it felt selfish. You know what I mean? You've been around 99 years. I'm sure you're tired. You know what I'm saying? And, he's getting older, things like that. But when at the funeral, one of the prayers the guy said, he said, basically when she gets to heaven, God is going to look at her and say, "Well done." And I'm like, damn, yeah, hit me, bro.
That just hit me.
Yeah, I know, bro. That's a little tearjerker right there. But he said, God going to look at her and say, "Well done." And it reminds me of what you said. So it's like, what will my ancestors think of what I'm doing, and my people, my grandparents and things like that. So if you look at life in that perspective, I would encourage you to not beat yourself up. If you realizing that right now, because you can't know what you don't know, but just take it from, this moment moving forward and just make different decisions or better decisions, or get more information to make better decisions. So yeah, bro, thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. This was amazing. I really appreciate you guys for having me. I didn't know what to expect, and just talking to you guys, damn, I learned a lot just talking to you, for real.
That's dope, bro. I appreciate it. Hey, random. And before we end the show, I gotta say this too. When I asked that question, one thing I gotta give you flowers while you're here. You never hear nobody talk about this. When you hear people talk, they be like this. They be like, "Oh, how can I get the $1 million? Oh, how can I get my dream job? Oh, how can I do this?" He didn't ask none of that shit. That's the illusion. He said, "I wanted to talk to my great grandma to ask her, how am I doing as a person? How am I doing as a person?" We don't even talk to people as a person. We actually, "Oh, what do you do? What's your job?" That's not, no, you're not your job. You're a fucking person. You feel me? The fact that he said that, I really felt that in my soul. That's why I'm getting hyped, because we don't think on that level. That's why I say he thinks in layers. That's some deep ass shit to be like, I want to basically ask question. Grandma, I just want to know, how am I doing as a person? How am I doing? That is fire. So I had to I couldn't just end the show not touching on that, because that was fire. That was deep on multiple levels, though, bro.
Thanks, man.
I need to hear that, because sometimes we think too much, and basically just, how are you doing as a person? You feel me? I know you better say something. Go ahead, my brother.
No, I was just going to give your flowers, too. That's the top 5 dopest shit I heard this year.
Damn, for real. I appreciate that.
And man, I'm a person, I am intentional with my word choice. That for sure was top 5 shit I heard this year, and I'm taking that with me.
That's real,
yeah.
bro. Shit,
Thank
me
you.
too, bro. Me
Thank
too,
you,
bro.
you.
So George, man, let them know, G Wiz, let them know if you got
Where
anything.
where
Where can you find you at, man?
Instagram, George the Human.
Okay.
Because, I'm a human. I make mistakes.
Hey.
I couldn't even, tell you how I spell it. Hold on. Let me look real quick. It's George the Human with 2 N's. Yeah, I made this shit not too long ago. I had a beat page, but I haven't really touched that beat page in a while. I just started,
You got a cat on the thing?
Yeah, I do got the cat. George the Human with 2 N's.
With the cat. You heard him.
And, you know what I'm saying? I post car shit because that's therapy for me. I like to build I like to work on cars, and I like to make music. That's it.
Let's go. So
If
they
want to hear your beats, where they got to go?
You want to hear my beats? Mile High Man.
Where is it?
Mile High Man.
Is that the Instagram?
Yeah, that's my. You know, you on that?
Yeah, Mile High Man. That's his Instagram with
Mile High
Beats.
Man.
Dude, and do you have beats on YouTube?
Yeah, G Wiz Lit Beats.
You heard he got it.
I got a little Spotify music, but you know, it's nothing too much.
Hey, oh yeah. Let them know, cause you can download his music on all platforms too. I got his music. I got that. Was it Solar Power?
Solar Power. I
got that on Apple Music. Hey, if you like listening to lyrics, listen to that shit.
Hey, that Mile High Man picture, that's me as a baby. Just want to let you know that. I don't want to talk about it on the show, but that's me as a baby. I'll tell you later.
Hey.
Yeah. What is it on Spotify?
On Spotify, it's just G Wiz Lit, I think. Shit, it's been a minute. I haven't made music in a while.
Hey, it's all good. But hey, y'all, this was another fire episode, and I want to appreciate you, G Wiz George, for coming on the show, bro. Hey, do you have any last words you want to say to people?
Love yourself.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey, Jay, what you want to say to the people, man?
Hey, I'm good, bro.
Hey, so it's crazy. He knows my slogan already. So you already know my slogan, man. I love you, but you need to love yourself, man. And what I keep saying, it's all about growth. So stay evolving, fam.